Everybody knows that there's multiple garage doors. You know, most homes have a minimum of one, hopefully anyway. It is the largest moving appliance in your home. Think about it. What else in your house moves and functions the way that an overhead door does that's that large? There's nothing. So, you know, you always want to make sure that they're running properly, otherwise you're going to have issues. You always want to make sure that things are lubed the way they're supposed to be and running smoothly. There are numerous options in this little packet that I passed out, this little book. There's glass options. We have steel doors that look like wood. We have wood doors. So there's... What? That's right. You know, we have all kinds of different kits that go with them as far as looking for hardware so that it looks like an old carriage door. There are styles back farther that are actually for the carriage style look. Like these ones. These are the wood ones. But, you know, they're kind of a cottage feel to the doors. Of course, the more elegant or extravagant you get, the more costly they get. Basically, every line of door that we have, that we sell, has 3 different models. We have an uninsulated model, a light insulated model, and then a steel bag heavy insulated model. That's indicated as the 1000, 2000, and 3000 series. And you can see each one is just kind of described out a little bit better if you're interested. The openers that we sell, I generally sell Genies. I do also sell some LiftMaster depending on what exactly you're looking for. They make a really cool newer version of a commercial opener that mounts right on the wall next to the door. There's no track, there's no trolley set up out in the middle. It actually mounts on the wall and actually spins the tube that has the springs on it.
You don't have the big box in the center?
Correct.
Oh, that's very quiet.
Well, and they're very quiet, yes. No, that's a different style door. Them doors right there for a little dinky one are about $3,000. They're ridiculous. They're kind of cool because they fold, them ones that he was just looking at. What page was that? They fold right up, and they're really a cool deal if you had to have that application. Because as you can see, if you're looking on page 29, they fold right up like flat to the ceiling. And it's more like an airplane hangar door. But like I said, they're very, very expensive. And you can't use, obviously something that folds up like that, you can't use a standard opener on. But again, the picture right next to that one has a standard trolley opener up on the ceiling. We sell that style, but we also sell the LiftMaster, which mounts on the wall. And I really like them. I put one on Dennis's shop. They're really, really quiet, and they work great. I also put some on a new home that we built up north. I had a couple issues. We had to adjust the doors a couple times to get them before they set right and actually work good. They get a lot colder temperatures up there, and I think that affects them a little bit. But down here, we haven't had that problem yet. So they function very well and super, super quiet. Super quiet. And they can actually open up to a 14-foot tall door. So you can actually put them on quite a large door. All the doors that we sell, we do service and sell any kind, but Amar is basically what brand I sell. If you call me and say, I want a door, this is the brand that I'm going to price for you. The openers, again, if you just want a standard trolley, it's going to be a Genie. Or if you want the wall mount, it's going to be a LiftMaster. Pricing on the trolleys compared to the wall mount, the wall mounts are about $75 more. So they're a little bit more expensive, but just as Dennis, they're super nice. So they're actually worth it. and especially if you have living space above your garage, then they're fabulous because people can come in and out and they're not, the people upstairs aren't feeling the floor shake from that other opener, because that happens a lot. And they're not so loud that they're waking people up upstairs if you have bedrooms or something above the garage. So there's a lot of different benefits to them. But again, there's tons and tons of options as far as everything goes. As you can see here, there's numerous lines. Oak Summit line, Designer Series, all of the lines are based off of these 3 models. The 1000 series, the 2000 series, 3000 series. So every line has each series. So if you want the fancy looking door, but you don't want to pay the high price and you don't heat your garage or care if it's warm in there, you can go with a non-insulated and get that nice looking door a little bit cheaper than if you want it insulated. There are numerous styles. Has anybody been to the new pool store out at Wolvers yet? There's a 9x9 out there. It actually looks like a fire station door. It's all white, the aluminum frame. I think there's some in here on. Them doors also are quite expensive, but they give you a very nice look, like you would see on say, a fire station. I thought there was some in here. Yes. Page 30. There is some on there. You can get those in a couple different colors. The colors are down here at the bottom, and different styles of glass. So if you don't want people to be able to see in, you can get obscure glass so they can't see through it. There's numerous options. The nice high dollar carriage style looking doors. And any door. I was just talking with Linda. Okay. A basic standard 9x7 installed is around $500 to $600, depending on if you want anything fancy on it. If you want the hardware, it ups the price. If you want glass, it's going to up the price.
Is that for non-insulated?
That would be for the mid-grade, the medium, the 2000 series. So they're light insulated, which you would want on yours. But and the prices are fluctuating a little bit with steel. Steel goes up, they go up because it costs them more to make them. They have actually increased since I started selling these doors. I opened the door company probably 8 years ago, and you used to be able to install a 9x7, purchase and install for about $400, and now they're almost up to $600. So it's definitely increased over the years, just like everything. But the quality is here. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to put something in your house that's not going to work and function the way it should. But that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions on doors? I guess one more thing I would say is I would definitely, if anybody's looking at a new door and they go to Menards or anywhere else, make sure that you get a torsion spring door. That's pretty much what I sell. We can service the extension springs. The extension springs run along the rails on each side, and I've seen those springs go through the wall when they break. They will actually break and shoot and stab through the wall. I mean, through a drywall, sheeting, siding, the whole works. They'll go right through. There's that much tension on them springs, and when they go, they go. The torsion bars the springs are up on a tube on the front. So if they break, they stay right there. They don't go anywhere. Everything's right there. You'll hear a bang, but they don't jump off and hurt anybody. So you will hear a bang when they go. But yeah, they're pretty loud. But if you think of a giant spring, 3 foot long, that's that big around and it's wound up. It has a lot of tension on it. When that thing goes, it slaps right back. So it does make a big bang. But any questions?
If you have a garage door, but some of the panels are dented, so you should replace the door, can you do that, or do you have to do like the entire? We have a garage door.
Right. It depends on how damaged they are. A lot of times we can replace it depending on what brand it is. I have a hard time getting Wayne Dalton parts. I know Wayne Dalton is a big brand, but if you're not one of their dealers, they don't want to sell you parts. And so there's a lot of times when somebody needs parts, like if they break a spring on a Wayne Dalton, some of their springs are actually inside the tube, and you can't even see them. So when they break a spring, the only thing I can do to fix it is convert it to my style, which is around $150 depending on the door, $150 to $200. But in my opinion, it's very old school. It's very original the way they did them right after the extension springs. But it works. I mean, and when you find something that works, you just leave it alone. You don't monkey with it because they start trying to change things and then they don't work. You can go across the street and get a door that you put in and you wind it up with your drill. You stick a nut driver on your drill and it winds the spring for you. But when you do that, there's plastic gears in there. What's going to fail? The plastic gears. The way that we do it, we have to wind them by hand, but there's no plastic. There's nothing that is not a solid part. So the longevity is there, and everything else is just the way it needs to be. But yes, we can repair single panels or multiple panels, but usually by the time, if you have to replace 3 panels, your cost is going to be more than a new door. So it just depends on how bad the damage is. Anybody else?
Can you convert an extension spring door?
Yes.
You use the existing track that?
We can use the existing track. We have to change the cables, the drums at the top, and a few parts, but for about $150. Depending on the size of the door. I just did Mitch's. It just depends on the size of the door. They're going to be, for me to buy all the parts and do them, if you got 4 of them.
Both of my brothers have one large door on their house.
Yeah, if you got 4 of them all in the same vicinity, I'd probably do them for about $100 a piece instead of the $150 because there's so many of them right in one spot. So, I mean, every job is different, obviously. If you got 10 doors in one spot, I'm going to give you a better price because I'm right there and I can go right from one to the next and keep right on going. If I got to do 10 of them and I got to go to 10 different counties, they're going to be more expensive, obviously. So, they are, I couldn't even tell you honestly how long Amar's been around, but they are a company that's been around a long time, and they're a known product. Good warranties. They stand behind their stuff. It says right on the back, since '51. Thanks, Tom. See, that's why you read things and I don't. The fine print. But I guess for me, just the way I am and my OCD, as everybody says, I like to when I find a product that I like, I stick with it, and I just continue to use it and learn more about it and make sure that I know all the ins and outs for it. So that's about it.
All right.